What do you got? We're back, as always. Statman Cam, Sami Spreads. Everybody's here, having a great time, kind of, I guess, after last week. Not really, though.
I had a great time.
Yeah, Cam 2-0 on his props.
You guys never follow my props either. Like all I do, you guys are the only ones that can theoretically take the Thursday props when I give them. You don't
That's
take.
a lie. I ask you to pretty much put them in every week for me, except for this Thursday's one where you did go 2-0, and that's probably why you did go 2-0. And then the one I asked you to put in for me lost.
Yeah. Fuck Eric Ebron.
Yeah.
You don't.
Fuck the Steelers for not throwing at Eric Ebron.
Yeah. What? Anyway. Yes. Otherwise,
I did not take that one, by the way.
Yeah. To recap, Cam went 2-0. I went 2-2. Would have gone 2-1, but I had to take Joe's stupid over bet. And that stupid kicker for the Jets.
To be fair,
3 field goals. One of them would have hit our over. He decided to miss 3.
Yeah.
All within 40 yards.
Yeah, I mean.
Sam Fickle? Is that his name? Sam.
I don't even know his name. Does he even have a job this week? He should be fired.
Sam Fickle.
I'm convinced that what was that, like, a very long tenured Jets kicker, Kenton Azaro?
Nick Folk was there for a long time.
Okay. Was Canton Azaro on there for a while too?
He did a little bit, but he was with Arizona for a long time.
I just always think of when I think of Jets kickers, and I think about them a lot. I think about Canton Azaro. I don't know why. Anyway, yeah, I went 1-3, and I didn't really consider it like I should not be betting the way that you bet some, which is what I did all last week. You didn't have your laptop. Your laptop was dead. And I was kind of responsible for looking at the numbers, and the numbers got to me. Like, that's not how I bet. I'm not that kind of a guy. And luckily, actually, I'm reverting back to my gut this week. And you guys will see that when we go over the games. But speaking of this week, too, Saturday games already. We're coming towards the halfway point in December. I'm getting a little like nervous because it means that like when you start having Saturday games, that means like the season's like coming down to the wire, like it's almost over.
Yeah, we only have like 3 weeks left of this show.
We're not gonna do playoff specials.
We can do playoff specials.
I mean, they'll be like 5 minute, like they can honestly be uploaded to social media instead of 45-minute YouTube videos.
Yeah, it could be Twitter clips.
There you go.
We can make TikToks. We can become TikTok stars.
We're gonna start repurposing content like Gary V, because we love Gary V.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sponsor, I know I didn't get reached out to after my terrible performance last week. So, Sam, do you have anything?
I actually sent Sam something. I sent this to Sam.
Cam sent this to me. Cam thought I had the better attitude towards the read, which is why he sent it towards me. But it was a sponsor that Cam got after going 2-0. And I was actually so excited that I kind of ripped the label off by accident. But it is Staples multi-purpose paper. And the reason Staples wanted to reach out to us about this paper is because Cam was printing money last week. And you know what money comes on? Paper. So Staples sent this to us. They said, Cam, we like what you're doing. They said, Sam, we like what you're doing. They said, Joe, we appreciate what you're doing. We don't necessarily like what you're doing, but we appreciate what you're doing. Let's go get this money week after week. Let's print it on paper. You need paper to have money. I got tons of paper. I've already used half of this bad boy with my printer to print out paper. And by paper, I mean money. And it's just going to be, I'm not frauding the U.S. government by printing money. I just want that to be known. Yeah. Asterisk, that is not happening. But this week with our bets, we will be printing you money with this multi-purpose paper because of how good we're going to do. Staples.
We're basically, Tom and I are in a relationship with Staples. Staples just wants to be friends with Joe. They like Joe, but just want to be friends.
Cam and I sometimes have threesomes with Staples.
Staples. Love Staples.
That was easy.
I'm more of a paperclip kind of guy, so I will keep Staples just as a friend.
Well, what do you use your paper clips for?
Stacking, keeping my losses together.
Yeah.
In tiny segments. You know, the filing cabinet that like you have that has like all your old tax forms and everything. And a paperclip can't hold that much together. So I only like I like paper clips to hold my losses together like last week. So that way this week, I don't need a paper clip because there's too many wins going around.
Yeah, I know Staples only sponsored paper for this episode, but just as a heads up, Staples also does carry paper clips if you needed that as well.
They do. I was not shaming Staples, the company. I was shaming Staples, like the staple.
Yeah. The things that come out of staplers.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Should we jump into this week?
Let's do it.
I think we have no other option.
No other options. No other options. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us this week. We're going to dive into 5 of the best matchups going on this week, starting with Cincinnati and Minnesota. This is a very interesting matchup. Or I'm sorry, Chicago and Minnesota, not Cincinnati. Always have the Bengals on the mind. Chicago and Minnesota. The Vikings are coming in as a 3.5-point favorite over the Bears. Both are Minnesota clinging to a potential playoff spot. Sam, what do you got?
Yeah, I actually really like 2 picks in this game. First is going to be the underdog Bears. I like them at +3. I'm probably going to buy that up to 3.5. 56% of the bets are on Minnesota. So we know the public likes Minnesota, but 80% of the money is on the Bears. Sharps are on the Bears. That is why the line moved down. Even though the public is on Minnesota, Vegas wants you to bet on Minnesota. That is why we take the Bears here, +3.5 after you buy that half point. And then also I do like the under as well. 64% of the money. 64% of the bets and 68% of the money is on both the over. The line still dropped from 47 to 46, so I like the under there as well.
I can't I really went off on Chicago in last week's episode. Like I really nailed it into them when I took Houston as my mortal lock. Clearly that did not work out for me. And I think the Bears, I seriously think the Bears listen to this show, like all of them.
Yeah, they do.
And
can you take the Vikings then?
Can
you take the Vikings then?
Oh, I'm definitely taking the Vikings.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I can't stand what the Bears did to me last week. They did exactly the opposite of what I said, where I was like, the defense has kind of packed it in hopes that Matt Nagy maybe gets the can this offseason. They stepped up big time this past weekend. Mitch Trubisky, to credit our running shtick when a young quarterback does really well out of nowhere, apparently got a blowjob last week. I think that out of respect for myself, though, and my football brain of what I know the Bears actually are, it is not that team. And I think that the Vikings are also a similar team in the sense of the Rams, where they kind of flip-flop every week. Like they either have like a surprising defensive performance when we know that their defense stinks, or they prove to be exactly who we thought they were. And I think that the Vikings at home, especially coming off the road in Tampa, in a game that we knew exactly what was going to happen, although they kind of ran the table in that game, just not on the scoreboard. I think – what's that?
Dan Bailey.
Dan Bailey sucks. Stinks. I think that the Vikings come back out of this game, divisional game. The Bears, I cannot trust the Bears. I think this is a value spot, so I will be betting with the public. Fuck the Sharps. I'm going to take it down, though, to 3 because I'm seeing it at 3.5 right now. I'm going to buy it down to 3 flat.
What you should do is you should buy a full point, go down to 2.5. We'll have a 3-point Vikings win, and we'll both win.
You could do that. I'd rather keep the value as best as you possibly can with the potential push.
Okay.
Also, I like the over.
Wow. So
I don't like the under. I like the over.
Exact opposite of me. I do want to mention that last week I did have the Bears Houston under. There was 37 points scored in the first half, with 46 as the total, and it still went under. That was one of my mortal locks.
That was absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. That it should be. It's a really important game for both of those teams.
Yeah, the winner goes to 7-7.
Yeah, it's a big game. I like the Vikings there because I love Irv Smith, and Mitch isn't getting a blowy 2 weeks in a row.
That 2-1
So-
in favor of the Vikings. I'm just fading the public. Classic.
Fade the public. Moving on, next game we're going to talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Atlanta Falcons. Bucks coming in as a 5.5 or 6-point favorite some places. Joe, what do you got here?
The line movement here is pretty wild from everything that I'm seeing. Opens at 3.5, and it's now up to 6 in some places. With barely even, I don't know what the money says. Sam can talk about that. But I do see it looks like it's almost it's fairly close to 50-50 on regarding like the amount of bets that are in.
You want me to tell you right now so you can make a better judgment?
Yeah, sure. Tell me the money.
89% of the money is on Tampa Bay.
Wow. I love the Falcons. I love the Falcons. I don't think Tampa Bay looked that great. Like we kind of just discussed very briefly. I don't think that they looked anything like crazy. Like they didn't look like what I thought they were going to look like, even though the line ended up covering how we talked about it was going to cover. Yeah, I'm not convinced that they can go on the road in Atlanta. Atlanta has nothing to play for, but those are the teams that screw you the most. So, yeah, I think that the points are too much here. I'm going to take the Falcons +6. That's a lot of points. The line movement weird, but yeah.
Yeah, I begrudgingly took the Bucks last week. Didn't love it. Thanks to Dan Bailey, it did hit. That was clutch. Thank you for missing all those field goals. I don't really know what I like here. I feel like the public and the sharps are always on Tampa Bay, like always on Tampa Bay, and they just haven't looked like a good team in like the past 4 or 5 weeks, actually. For personal reasons, I did make a bet before the season started with a buddy of mine that the Bucks would not get over 10.5 wins. So I need them to go 2-1 in their last 3 games in order for that to hit for me. They play the Falcons twice and then some shit team in between. I think it's like the Panthers or something like that. I think this is their best chance for a loss for me to win that bet. So because of that, I'm going to double down on that bet, and I'm just going to take Falcons money line.
I like that. Wow. I like that.
Just don't even give it to me. Just give me the Falcons.
Doesn't even need him.
Because the Falcons are at home too. This is they're not going to beat the Bucks on the road. This is their game. I also absolutely love the under. 63% of the bet public is on the over. 97% of the money is on the under. It's dropped from 51.5 to 49.5. Mm-hmm. Give me that under.
Yeah, I like that under too.
Yeah. Definitely going to be an interesting game there. A lot of firepower on paper there. We'll see how it all ends up with your under there. We are moving on to Seattle against the Washington football team, the surging Washington football team. This is a 6-point line. If you would have told me, midway through the season that this would be a 6-point line, I think a lot of people would have looked at you funny. The football team is looking pretty decent. The Seahawks are, Russell Wilson hasn't been quite what he was through the beginning of the year. This is an interesting one. Sam, what do you got?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't get this line. I know the Seahawks opened up as a 3-point favorite. They have jumped to a 6-point favorite. 51% of the bets are on Washington, actually. 86% of the money are on the Seahawks. But the Seahawks offensive line stinks. And we've seen that the entire season. The Washington front four are absolute animals. Like, they didn't even score an offensive touchdown last week. They scored 2 defensive touchdowns thanks to their defensive line. They forced both of them. And they won. So I don't understand how this is a 6-point spread, especially on the road. Seattle, I know it's a 1 o'clock game, west to east, unless they stayed on the East Coast, but I don't think they did.
You can't do that this year.
No, but apparently the Patriots did it in LA. But
right. Didn't know that.
Yeah, I thought you weren't supposed to, but a couple of teams have done it apparently. Maybe you gotta get special permission. I don't know. I think 6 is a lot here. I've been riding the Seahawks all season. They fucked me all season. I think I'm gonna take Washington +6.
Yep. Everything that you said is pretty much what I had in my pocket as well. The one note that I would also hint at is not only how they play games throughout the course of this year, outside of last week's Jets route, is the NFC beast and how they play the NFC East. So let's look back here. the end of September against the Cowboys, they won by 7. Against the Eagles, they won by 6. Against the Giants, they lost by 5. Like, these are like always against the NFC East for whatever reason. Seahawks just like to play really close games. I think 6 is, yeah, I don't understand. It has to be public perception, like, built into this line, because it is insanely large for how both.
Do we know about Alex Smith?
Public is
Do we know if Dwayne Haskins is going to be starting?
That is a good point. I don't think Alex Smith is.
No, because Alex Smith got hurt last week.
Oh, yeah.
It is Dwayne Haskins shit.
Oh, I'm switching. I'm on Seattle.
So
Well,
I think
Washington, the only way Washington scores points, again, is their defense.
Yeah.
But Seattle's defense is that bad.
But Haskins cannot complete
Is Antonio Gibson playing? Or is he hurt too still?
He's hurt.
Yo,
What?
Derek Carr just got hurt.
What?
What?
All right, for those of you who don't
No, we can't say that.
No, we cannot say that.
We
We cannot say that.
Well, let's just say we had a very strong suspicion that Derek Carr might get hurt tonight.
Oh my God.
He did not. Are you kidding?
No, I'm getting texts like crazy.
Oh, dude, he did. Oh my
God.
For those of
We
you
have
who
to
don't know,
continue the show and get it
Wow.
over
for
with.
those of you who do not know, we are currently recording during the Raiders-Chargers game. It is currently 7-3 after the Raiders kicked the field goal, but apparently Derek Carr is hurt.
So now we have the Oregon Bowl. Marcus Mariota going to get his first action of the year against Justin Herbert. This is epic shit.
Wow, and Cam's missing it. Sorry.
I'm gonna start streaming it. So if I stop paying,
I think I'm still gonna stick on the side of the Washington football team. I think the main bet here is the under, and I don't really care what the number is. 44.5. It looks like now. The under.
I like that.
Under.
Okay. Under. Okay. Well, yeah. Moving on. Our next game is
quick.
Kansas City, New Orleans. This is a 3-point spread. I've actually taken a look at this game and wondered why this is a 3-point spread. New Orleans is looking very, very solid. Kansas City's looked weak against some good defenses.
New Orleans just lost to the Eagles.
Yeah, my mind's scattered, man. My mind's scattered. They did lose the Eagles. Why is this a 3-point line?
Yeah, I'll start this one off. This is another line that is like crazy. Like, it doesn't make any sense. However, I will say yet again, just as much as it was for outside of the injury stuff for Washington, Seattle, this has to be like a public perception thing where people just like know that, oh, well, the Saints lost to the Eagles, bounce back. Like they have to have their bounce back.
Eagles are good now.
I think that in this case, where are the Chiefs locked in right now? Like, are they done? Like, are they locked and loaded? Like, they're good. They can kind of cruise.
I don't know if they have the tiebreaker versus the Steelers. They obviously have 1 loss. The Steelers have 2. The Bills have 3. So, I mean, obviously the 1 seed matters more than the 2 this year because no 2 teams get buys. Only 1 team gets a bye. So, I don't know if they have the tiebreaker versus the Steelers or not. But
okay, I will note that the Chiefs have looked a little like fluky of late in that game against Denver, and then last week against Miami. I know that the scoreboard didn't really reflect that, but for the first half, it looked like it was a pretty tight matchup. I think that they kind of are in that like cruise mindset regardless of the standings. So I'm going to ride the Saints here at home, but I don't like it. Yeah, Saints. Money line. Fuck it.
Joe, I have a fun fact. You said money line.
Money line. Fuck it.
Wow.
I have a fun fact for you.
Let me hear it.
Chiefs have not covered in their last 5 games.
Wow.
0-5 against the spread in their last 5. I don't know if I can only see the last 5 on Sports Action, so I don't know if that's even deeper than that. But Yeah, the Chiefs are 0-5 in their last 5 against the spread. They are 6-7 overall in the season, so they must have started out hot. They must have went 6-2 to start the season. But yeah, the Saints, on the other hand, last week was the first game without Drew Brees in the last 2 years that they have not covered, and there's been 8 of those games. So, Saints coming back home, still without potentially Drew Brees. I know there's talks that he might play, but he probably won't. I think they get bounced back on the right side. I think I'll go with them plus 3.5. I'll buy the half point up to 3.5. I know they're on turf. People look faster on turf. Tyreek Hill's probably going to run like he's looking like he's going. Probably going to run like he. Probably is going to look like he is running 30 miles per hour. Sorry, you guys won't see it, but the look Joe just gave me there was too funny. Tyreek Hill is going to look like he's running 30 miles per hour. The Saints are going to be there. They're going to stop him. And it's going to be Saints plus 3.5. I like it.
Should be an interesting game. Like you said, the Chiefs, it seems like the Chiefs have just been a little shaky, especially on defense. If New Orleans could be playing ball control here, the way I see it.
That's what I was going to say as well, as with Taysom Hill on the field, I think they're going to run the ball a lot and try and keep the ball Mahomes off the field. So
I like it. It's one of those too good to be true lines. The public's going to hammer the Chiefs. There's no doubt about it.
And we're sharps on the show.
Yeah, and Sharp Som is all over it. Moving on to the Giants and the Browns. Browns coming off a heartbreaking loss to the Ravens. This is Sunday Night Football, which is a little bit shocking, but both these teams in contention to make the playoffs. Giants lost a little bit of ground to Washington, I believe, after losing last week, and should be interesting. Danny Dimes looked awful, like very bad. And Freddie Kitchens is going to be calling plays in this game.
Revenge game.
Because Jason Garrett is not going to be available. So Freddie Kitchens' revenge game, keep that in your back pocket. That's sharp analysis. Joe, what do you got?
Browns. I think we had a little stint where people kind of looked at the Giants and were like intrigued. But that was just a brief stint. Browns by pretty much anything. Browns.
I know 2 weeks ago or last week we had the conversation that 2 weeks ago Baker got a beach because he looked really good, like Oklahoma senior night good, and then you said he was going to regress, and I said, well, what if he gets another BJ? And then you said, well, if he does, then he's going to look great, and then he did look great. So he definitely got another BJ. So I think now he's not going to be home though, so I don't know if the lady friend is going to travel with him to give him the BJ. Either way, I don't really like the spread in this game. I guess if I had to take it, I'd probably take the Giants, to be honest, plus 6.5, just because the public is all over the Browns. But I am more intrigued by the under in this game. 72% of the bets are on the over. I actually, based on sports action, they locked this for me. I see a little lock on my screen, so I can't even see how much money. I don't see how much of the money is on the over or the under this game. But 72% of the bets are on the over, and it's still dropped from 45.5 to 44. So either way, Vegas either wants to bet the over or the sharps are on the under. So I'm taking the under 44 in this game.
Okay.
I have that.
Okay. Cool. That wraps up our games for the week.
Homer hits.
What's the time for now, Cam?
It's Homer hits.
Yeah, get your head in the game.
I'm gonna be a little bit of a homer right now because there is an Oregon Duck playing Oregon Duck at starting quarterback. Don't think that has ever happened in the history of the NFL. So I'm injecting a little homer hits into the game right now. Very cool. They just showed Marcus warming up. I hope Derek Carr's okay.
Do you?
I really do.
Do you?
I really do. I really do. On to Homer hits. Joe, I'm going to start with you because your Homer hit last week.
Yeah, so my Philadelphia Eagles went out and did what they had to do. They did exactly what would make sense for Philadelphia Eagles football to do. They benched their $100 million quarterback whose contract hasn't even kicked in yet. They bring in the rookie who they probably should have had no business drafting to begin with, and he just the team plays. It is crazy. All of the past 2 years of all of these rumors coming out of the Eagles locker room regarding Wentz, it is insane how much they add fuel to the fire to it.
They're facts.
What?
They're facts. The team hates Wentz.
I can't disagree with that right now. I can't. I hate to believe that, but I can't disagree with it. They literally, everyone looked better. Everyone looked better.
No sacks.
With Jalen Hurts. It's insane. Credit to PFT commenter for this little note that he had this week regarding this game. I don't want to take credit for it. It was definitely him. He said that when Wentz runs around, when he gets outside of the pocket, he looks like he doesn't know where to go. Like, he looks like he's aimless. Like, he's, like, literally unbalanced. When Jalen Hurts gets out of the pocket, he looks like he has a set direction of exactly where he knows he has to go. And that, like, having that mind, like, yeah. I mean, Jalen Hurts is I'm, like, back in on the Eagles because of that one game. Like,
winner.
What's that?
Are they going to win the division?
I'm back in on it. And, like, I mean, yeah. Anyway, they go on the road to Arizona. Arizona is kind of like, talk about a team kind of like the Bears. What I said about them last week, they kind of packed it in. I think that the Eagles cover this game for sure, if not potentially win. Like, again, I mean, Jalen Hurts, baby. He's it, baby. He's our baby. Jalen Hurts now. So there you go. Eagles plus 6.5.
Wow. I love that. My game is obviously the Pats traveling to the Dolphins. Patriots statistically, actually, I don't have the statistics to back this up, but historically, the Patriots do not play well in Miami. I don't know what it is about that heat, but, you know, normally during that time, they have Tom Brady on the team. This year, they do not have Tom Brady on the team. And I've been discussing with my fellow Patriots fans, and the Patriots have a path to the playoffs. They have a path. Don't let them get on that path, because if they get on that path, it is going to be scary. And that path involves the Ravens losing 2 games, the Dolphins losing 2 out of their next 3, and then whoever, the Colts or someone else, or the Raiders to lose 1 more game. The Raiders losing right now to the Chargers. The Dolphins, the Patriots play them. The Ravens, the Patriots have no control over that. But what they do have control over is beating the Dolphins. And that is the path the Patriots are going to get on. They're going to win this game. I like it +2 anyway. I want the points here. But the Patriots are going to win this game. And they are going to get on that path. They're going to start chugga-chewing on that little train towards the playoffs. And the Ravens might derail it, but that doesn't matter because they're going to win this game. Patriots +2.
All right. Cool.
I think, has there been a week where on Homer Hits where we haven't taken our team?
Yeah.
I think Joe favored you.
Yeah, that was like a big segment of mine where I poured my heart out about how I never bet against the Eagles, and I'd leave it to them. The one time in like a decade that I decided to do that, they covered, like they fucked me. So
okay, so I don't think I bet against the Pats yet.
Yeah. All right. Any props this week, Cam?
Well, I have a new prop that just entered the chat. Marcus Mariota to score a rushing touchdown. Give me whatever odds you want. Give it to me right now. But if we're being honest, I took Nelson Aguilar over 53.5 receiving yards before the game. He's already at 37, so that's a great start. I'm also on Bryan Edwards anytime touchdown. He is very much due, and it's going to come from Marcus, which is even better.
Give one for the people that take on Sunday.
They don't see, that's the problem, son. They don't come out till tomorrow. So I will send Joe a note with some written content.
Is this an edited show or an unedited show?
I'm going to probably at least have time to do the typical like standard background title screen and everything, but
I will have some plays.
We can tweet them out too.
Yeah,
we can tweet them out whenever. Yeah.
Yeah, the books don't drop the lines until Friday.
Follow at somebody told me SAAM.
Hey, no plugs. Come on.
LD. Well, if we're tweeting it out, I gotta let them know. Everyone's gotta know.
All right. It was on the one edit, like whatever. I'll put that on too. I got it. Don't worry about it. All right, so props are done. It's
time.
Cam, would you like to introduce our monologues?
I would. I would like to introduce Mortal Locks. Sorry, guys. I'm a little distracted. This is a big moment.
That's
This is a
okay.
big
Something
moment,
that you
but
said would happen before the game has happened.
it
Crazy.
has. And that's a little bit crazy. It's a little bit crazy.
And he looks like, goddamn, it's Christmas morning.
Yeah, I really hope Derek Carr's okay. I really do.
Do we know what the injury is?
No, because I wasn't watching the game. I didn't
Everything I saw on Twitter when Cam first mentioned it, when I pulled it up, it seemed like people were like, "Ooh, that sucks." Like, oh dear.
Like a head injury or a knee
I
injury?
don't know. While Cam's introducing our locks,
Yeah.
I'll look into it here.
So, Sam, since you did a little bit better than Joe last week, why don't you kick us off?
Yeah. I actually I'm gonna get a little wild this week. This is a make or break week for Sam. I'm sitting at 15-14 with my Mortal Locks. I need to put either some separation in the record, a little higher above 500, or I just need to get down in a deep hole, and that's normally how I gamble anyway. So my first one, I'm gonna have 5 picks this week. 5. I have 5 more logs. I struggled before the show coming up with any.
I was gonna say, yeah, you didn't hate you literally before we record. When I hit record, you had 1.
Yeah, and then as we've been going through the games, I've loved so many picks. I've just been adding them to my list.
Okay, I'm gonna add a couple then. Thanks.
Okay, yeah, anytime. So the first one is a game we've already talked about. Bears at Vikings. I love the Bears plus 3.5. 60, as we talked about earlier, 56% of the bets are on the Vikings. 80% of the money is on the Bears. The spread has dropped from 3.5 to 3, but I'm buying it back up to 3.5, and I just absolutely love that pick. Bears plus 3. Pick 1.
Okay. For note, before I jump into mine here, I'm going to have 4, by the way, not 5. Derek Carr, according to Twitter right now, looks like he did a little something to his manly business. So we'll see exactly what that means.
That's probably the ooze.
Yeah, that's it looks like that's what the scuttlebutt on Twitter right now is, something about his downstairs parts.
That is unfortunate.
Right next to his butt.
That honestly that hurts. That's it. Really, that really hurts.
You fucking love it. Shut up.
I mean, Marcus went 1 for 1 on his first pass. I'm not going to deny it.
So my first lock, we talked about this a little bit, is Seattle, Washington. Washington, we were a little confused as to the line for it, and we now know because Dwayne Haskins is going to be playing at the position of quarterback for the Washington football team this week. No Antonio Gibson. I don't think that their offense is going to really do any much, so it's going to be pretty much on the Washington football team defense to stop the Seahawks offense, and I think they will for the majority of that game. So I'm going to be taking the under 44.5.
Wow, that's great. My second pick, I'm going to take a game we did not discuss. It is San Francisco at Dallas. I am going to take the under in this game. The line opened at 45.5. 76% of the money is, or 76% of the bets is on the over. It's still dropped to 45. 72% of the money is on the under. I'm a sharp guy. I love being a sharp here. So I'm going to ride that under 45.
Okay. I was really hoping that you were going to pick the same pick that I have as a mortal lock for that game, but it was not. It's not a mortal lock off. I'm going towards the spreads here. You could tell me, and like, I don't care who's playing for San Francisco in this game. I'm taking San Francisco. I think the Cowboys are toast. Like, talk about being like a team that's done. Like, to be a team that's done in the NFC East of all divisions is a crazy statement to make. I'm probably going to regret saying that, but I will say it. I think that the line here is too low not to take San Fran. So it opened at 2.5. It's now up to 3. I think that I'll buy the half point down to back to 2.5. So San Fran 2.5.
Cam Mariota touchdown to Darren Waller.
35. No way. I'm on a delay, but that is hype as shit.
35-yarder.
I'm about to watch it. It's gonna be
yeah, my third game. It is a game we've.
Oh my god! It was an absolute dime. Oh my god!
Derek Carr gets his dick.
He just lost his job.
Dick punched in, and you are. It's Christmas. Not
It's
to
not
mention you
good for a guy
calling it.
that has the under. So my third pick, picking back up where we left off. No, it's okay. I have the Pats +2. I discussed it before. We have a path here. The Dolphins had 57% of the bets on them, 61% of the money on them, yet the line has dropped from 3 to 1.5. I'm going to buy it up to 2 there. I absolutely love the Pats here, Pats +2. That is my third mortal lock. Still got 2 more to go. I'm excited.
I love this. This is good. This is good because it's good balance that we have here.
Yeah.
I also have a line in this game, and it is a lock-off. I do not buy what you talked about during Homer Hits. I do not buy this path that you were perceiving to be a possibility. Lots of P's there, alliteration. Miami -1.5. Take it to the bank. Shawty, what you think?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I beat the Dolphins earlier in the season.
Cam Newton is awful. Awful.
They beat the Dolphins with Cam Newton.
Don't care. He is awful. Awful. I said Miami, lock-off. And you know the history of lock-offs.
I haven't won a lock-off yet. That's why I have 5 picks. A fourth pick, we actually discussed this earlier. I like the under in Tampa Bay, Atlanta. 63% of the bets are on the over. 97% of the money is on the under. That's a lot of money on the under. It dropped from 51.5 to 49.5. I'll probably buy it up to 50. So I like the under 50 in Tampa Bay, Atlanta.
My final lock here is the Sunday night game. I had few words for it during our analysis, and I have as few words for it right now. You don't need words. Browns -6.
Wow. That's some great words out of you.
Thank you.
I also have that Sunday night game, but I'm also taking the pick that I talked about on that Sunday night game. I like the under 44. I don't even know the bet percentage of the money on the under, but I know 72% of the bets are on the over, and it's gone down from 45.5 to 44. So I will take that under 44. I do like maybe buy it up to 44.5. You could get a 24-20 game, and therefore you could get that under right there. But for Joe to hit and for me to hit, hopefully it's a 24-17 game, and we both hit Browns and the under there. But I like that under 44.5 there. That's 5 picks. 5.
So there's 5 for you, 4 for me.
That's wild.
Hey, listen.
Next week I'm either going to be really, really sad and maybe retired or responsibly gambling again. A lot.
Have you ever?
Responsibly.
We always responsibly gamble on this show.
Have I ever retired?
No. Have you ever gambled responsibly?
Oh, no.
No.
But everybody who watches.
Everybody should. Everybody should.
You always should gamble responsibly because you can print that paper from Staples.
Amen. Hey, listen, before we head off, I just want to make a quick congratulations to Cam for his success tonight in seeing Derek Carr go down, broken PP, and his boy Mariota getting in the game. I think that
when you rewatch the touchdown that just happened, that might be the best pass he's ever thrown. I'm not even kidding. Like it may be.
I mean, it's not really a high scale to beat.
Oh, I mean, he threw a touchdown pass to himself, which, as Joe would say, credit to him for throwing a touchdown pass to himself in the playoffs.
It's not a great throw, though, if it has to come back to you.
Semantics.
All right, guys. Hey, go finish up that great game of yours there, Cam.
Yeah. Nobody else cares, but
All right. See you guys next week.
I'll see you guys later.